Peace to the world, Montaru is here. Hello all. Welcome back to another stream of Zero Escape. 9 hours, 9 persons, 9 doors. I guess we're at 7.5 hours. 8 persons. Well, technically we don't know if we're at 8. The other 4 might have all been exploded. And way more than 9 doors, honestly. Who even named this series? They don't know math very well. Anyway, we're gonna continue on. Yeah, resume from here. They step through the door to find themselves in a wide hallway.
Another hallway.
Another hallway, yay! Junpei, June, Lotus, and Santa stop for a moment, looked at their surroundings. A short distance away, a metal grate extended across the width of the hallway.
Come on, open!
Open sesame.
It's not going to open because you rattled it, you know.
Oh, we can try though.
Damn it!
It took hold and shook, but it refused to move.
Look over here!
More doors! Nearby was a pair of elevators.
And the buttons?
Do they work?
Of course they don't work.
Of course they didn't.
The power must be out here too, just like by the staircase.
Yep, the power is definitely out. That's why we have electrical light bulbs currently on. There's no power at all. Whatever.
That leaves this door.
Hello, door.
Well, looks like we don't have any choice.
Looks like we don't have a choice.
Sure does.
Well then, let's open it.
All right, here I go.
Junpei grabbed hold of the knob and quietly pushed the door open. Ooh, a kitchen. He entered slowly, trying to take in as much of his surroundings as he could. The others followed shortly.
Oh, so it's a kitchen.
Mm-hmm, delicious. Santa did not look pleased.
What were you expecting?
Oh, an exit.
Isn't it obvious? The exit? I was hoping this would be the way out of here.
Yes, because that door clearly had a 9 on it.
You really think it'd be that easy?
Well, we could hope.
Yeah, I know. Still.
Okay, how does June's hair work? Actually, that's a bit weird. Never mind. Actually, no, it's... Her hair and her scarf doesn't really work that well. That's weird. Oh well. As they talked, Lotus headed deeper into the room. Until at last she stood in front of a door.
If we can just get through this door, we should come out on the other side of that grate we saw earlier.
Yeah, that would make sense. Wait a second. Just, But don't we need a key for that? That wasn't... That was not at all what was said. Okay, Junpei.
No good.
What happened with the script? Neither Junpei nor Lotus look terribly happy. I'm not looking too happy right now either.
Anyway, let's take a look.
Yeah, sure. Junpei dug the ship map from his pocket and spread it out in front of him. As he did,
Hey!
What's that?
a map.
Huh? Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to tell you. I found this a little while ago. It's a map of the B deck.
Yay! Before Junpei could finish, Lotus snatched the map away from him.
Let me see that.
She ran her finger across it, muttering to herself.
I knew it. See? Look.
Looking.
Yes, hold your horses.
I don't have any horses. Junpei did as he was told.
What did you figure out?
Santa and June moved over to look at the map as well.
This is handy.
Yes, it is.
See? We came in here. If we go out there, then we'll be on the other side of the grate.
Yeah, makes sense. Finger Lotus traced a path on the map.
How about that? She's right. We can get out through there.
Yay!
There we go. Here, you can have it back.
Okay, thank you. If I should have been correct, Lotus folded the map and handed it back to Junpei.
Thanks.
He took and slid the valuable piece of paper back into his pocket.
There's a card reader on the right side of the door.
So we need a card.
And that means the key card is somewhere in here, right?
I would hope so.
That seems the most likely.
All right, we know what we need to do then.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get moving. First off, I say we split up and look for clues.
Okay, Fred.
Okay.
Seek a way out. Checking this real quick. Doing a quick refresh on here to make sure that nothing weird is going on with... Because apparently Twitter's already down, so I don't know. Twitch could be next. Alrighty. These 9 plates look pretty expensive. They're plates for appetizers. Remember, appetizers usually come on square plates. Okay, well, excuse me, princess. A voucher, it says. Appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F. Okay. A partition. There's nothing special about it. 1, 2, 3, there's 10 of them. You flip them over, they look like hats. The middle is super deep for a plate. They're soup plates. They're made that way so that the soup doesn't spill. If we ever get out of here, you should treat yourself to a nice dinner out. So you think a poor college student has the money to do something like that? I think there are 15 of these plates, assuming they're for seafood. How the hell can you tell that? They look just like any other plate from the 99-cent store. If you ever take a lady out to dinner, you're gonna embarrass yourself. I feel sorry for June. What? Why the hell are you bringing up June? The lady doth protest too much, methinks. You're not terribly subtle. She ships it. Yay! There's a bunch of little wavy ridges on the plates. Those plates are for serving meat. You really are ignorant, aren't you? Well, it's not like I need to know this crap. Jeez. Now, looks serving table. I would imagine the food is put here, be prepared, so the waiters and waitresses can take it out to the customers, but something doesn't seem right here. Why are there so many plates? Hi, Twister. Wow, this pot looks like it's made out of silver. I bet drinking tea from this pot would be really yummy. Spending the day off with June, drinking tea. Such a day ever happened for me? Jumpy? Nothing. We don't really need hot water, so we should be moving on. What if we do need hot water, Jumpy? It's a bolt. And really rusted. Will this ever open? We'll know till we try. Let's give it a shot. Alright, let's see if you're gonna come out. Damn. No dice. Who could have guessed? A door. There's a bolt keeping us from opening it. Alright. What's on the corkboard? A lot of notes. They got a bunch of stuff written on them, but it doesn't look much like a code or anything like that. Let's check this door. Ooh, cheese. Hey, there's something behind the cheese. You're right. Why don't we move some of the cheese? Alright guys, time to move it. June and I need to look behind you. There's a little green bottle back there. It's like sake? No, oil. Okay. Shelf of white cloth on it. Let's remove the white cloth. Hey, a knife. There's a knife in the box.
A rusty knife?
Yes. Let me see what you
I don't
have.
think we'll be able to use it while it's like this.
The knife seemed important, Junbei thought, but it wasn't going to be much use that was.
It's futile.
As it was.
Futile?
You know, a waste, useless, pointless.
Oh. Any particular reason you wanted to bring that up?
Is she quoting
No
something?
reason, really. I was just thinking about futility.
I was just thinking about futility.
Huh?
She wasn't making much sense. May tried to rephrasing his question.
Why were you thinking about futility?
Why not? At last, she answered.
Well, it has something to do with the Titanic.
Oh my god. Why were you talking about futility? Well, it's because it relates to the Titanic. God. This game is so stupid sometimes. This reminds me of a story where This reminds me of a story where a guy hit his ass on the table but didn't feel anything. 10 days later, he died of ass pain.
The Titanic?
Yep. Have you ever heard the story that the sinking of the Titanic was predicted?
No, but you're gonna tell me anyway.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I love the little taps that were there. It's like, oh man, I'm so excited now. I get to talk about this with a girl.
There was a novel that had a bunch of stuff in it that described the
I know that
sinking
the
of
tapping is
Titanic
part of.
before it actually sank.
I know the tapping is part of the song, but it timed kind of perfectly.
Yeah, that's the one. The title of the novel is Futility. It was written 14 years before the Titanic sank.
And it was also off by a handful of margins.
I know. I mean, I didn't know the name of the book, but the story was the same, right? It was just like what happened on the Titanic?
Not exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah, basically.
Well, I heard it was all a hoax.
A hoax?
I heard that the stuff that matched up to the Titanic so well was actually added after it sank. Apparently, the only thing that was the same originally was that a boat ran into an iceberg and sank.
That makes sense.
The novel was published in 1898, 14 years before the accident.
Yeah, icebergs have been around for longer than that.
Like I said, that was the first print of the book. 14 years later, the author heard about what happened to the Titanic. He figured that was his chance, you know? He just went back and changed some stuff in his novel, so that it matched the Titanic exactly.
Surprised by Junpei's response, Jun seemed rather taken aback.
Really?
Really? There's no such thing as premonitions or any of that stuff.
For a moment, Jun looked very unhappy, more so than Junpei thought thought was normal for such a discussion. But it lasted only a moment. For no apparent reason, she suddenly looked at him, alarmed.
But...
What but?
That wasn't the only book that predicted the Titanic sinking.
Okay.
It wasn't?
Yep. There were two other similar stories written by a man named William Thomas Stead.
Okay.
Both of them before the accident.
Okay.
One in 1886 and one in 1892. Stead wrote two stories that had striking similarities to the Titanic disaster.
Okay. I mean, he was apparently like a good with sinking novel. Sinking boat novels.
In one,
That was his
two
niche.
ships collided. Many of the passengers died because there weren't enough lifeboats. In the other, a ship collided with an iceberg and sank.
Okay. So two separate stories that have nothing to do, that have one thing in common with the Titanic.
I don't know. I mean, I'll give you that it seems a little weird, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't too uncommon for ships to hit icebergs back in the day, or even other ships.
Yeah.
Right, I knew you'd say that.
Oh no.
Hmm?
when you hear somebody talking conspiracy theories and then they're just like, I knew you say that, then you know that everything's gonna go terribly.
But what if Stead had some sort of special powers?
Okay. Okay, can you prove that?
To be more specific, what if he had the ability to do automatic writing?
Well then,
What? Automatic writing? Wait, are you talking about when someone's possessed by a spirit and then they write a bunch of stuff without knowing what they're writing?
yeah, so is this the plot line of the Justice Friends of America in Justice League?
Yes.
Or the Justice Guild? Was it the Justice Guild? I don't remember.
What do you mean, yes? That stuff's a load of bull. Okay, let's say, hypothetically, that automatic writing isn't a total load. These guys still couldn't have predicted the sinking of the Titanic.
Now, automatic writing doesn't sound like that. Automatic writing seems like, it seems like those AI memes. Turn off the fan because I'm cold. Everyone else on the helicopter.
When this Stead dude wrote his thing, nobody had died on the Titanic yet.
No?
So if automatic writing is about being possessed by dead people, who the hell possessed him so he could write that stuff?
The dead of the future.
That's not it.
What's not it?
Stead wasn't possessed by a spirit.
Okay.
He was doing the possessing.
He possessed the boats!
What are you smoking?
William Thomas Stead was a passenger on the Titanic.
Was he actually?
He just wrote down what he saw with his own eyes 20 years before it happened.
Okay. He decided it was probably best to say nothing. What June was saying was insane and utterly absurd. If he tried to take what she was saying seriously, he'd go mad.
Well,
Was William Thomas Stead actually a passenger on the Titanic? I'm curious about this now.
well, why don't we talk about this some other time, okay?
Speaking of segues,
Huh? But
her voice trailed off and she glanced to the floor, troubled.
Come on, let's get back to it.
Junpei tapped June gently on the shoulder and awkwardly reached around her to pick up the knife from the box. There's milk in here. Milk in an iron barrel. Judging by the rust, it's probably really old. Maybe we shouldn't open it up. I don't think it'd be a pretty sight. Light it from the pantry. Light for the pantry, even. It looked like some large tin container. Who would take time travel seriously? Gosh. By the way, we are going to be doing Ocarina of Time event. No, I'm kidding. Well, it's empty. Talk about sardines. So much stuff, a whole lot of cans. Probably a pantry. Alright. We have a knife. It's all the way over here. I'm not even gonna touch that right now. It's only a partition. There's nothing else worth noting here. Got plenty of pot. All we got here is a pot and frying pan. Oh, and a pressure cooker. Well, I guess we can use these as some weapons. What kind of an idiot are you? You're gonna run out holding that thing when you're looking for the dead? Hey, it was just a joke. Why so serious? On top of the stove, there's some ingredients I cooked something up for us. Lotus, you can actually cook? Who the hell do you think I am? You better believe I know how to boil hot water and put it in my instant noodles. Are you going for all endings? Oh, I'm gonna do everything if I can. And I can boil eggs too. Alright, Lotus. Can't do anything with that. Sink? Still got water in it. There's a couple plates in there. I don't think they're gonna help as much. Is this a whetstone? Yes, it is. I'll use whetstone to sharpen the knife. Let the knife getting sharper by the second. I should probably be able to cut something pretty good with this. There we go. Sink full of water in it. There's a couple plates in the water. Ooh, a rolling pin, which I can't touch. There's a trash can. There's nothing inside of it. Well, better than being full of rotten food, I suppose. Damn, there's nothing in here. Hey, Santa, digging through the trash really suits you. What the hell did you say? Listen, lady, I did you a favor. I knew you just piss and moan, so I did it for you. Oh my, I don't recall asking you to do anything. I oughta throttle you. Excuse me. Does it feel colder in here? No, I can't check the last one. It's a countertop. There's a rolling pin and colander here. Nothing useful. Alright, it's going. Do you think this was part of Zero's plan? Probably. Kinda hard to believe there's a chef on board somewhere. The other plate area is open? No, you can't. Already checked, it's sealed shut. I think that's where the coal goes. Okay. Wow, what a nice dish rack. I'd love to have that in my kitchen. Why don't you take it back with you? Are you offering to carry it for me? Why don't you ask Seven? You're kidding. You don't honestly think I'd let a beast like that into my home, do you? Seven could be a chef, yeah. What else have we not done? Because, yeah, we've done the stuff in the pantry. Can't do anything with that door right now. Countertop. We've got a rolling pin collar and nothing useful. There's the exit, probably a big iron plate. I don't think we can open it. What about this one? Hey Santa, could you open that door, please? What the hell? There's no way I could open that thing. Because you're getting to the age where your eyes are starting to go, huh? You better watch your mouth, boy, or someone won't live long enough to see that door opened. This has got the two of them on edge. We gotta get out of here and fast. The voucher on the end of the table. I should put a number on here. Says appetizer 9, meat dish 10, soup A, seafood dish F on the voucher. Plates are 9, 16, 10, 15. Maybe they're using hexadecimal. Hexadecimal is the number system goes 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, 11. Familiar with base 10, right? This is a normal series of numbers. The base 10 equivalents for hexadecimal numbers would go like this. A equals 10, B equals 11, C equals 12, D equals 13, E 14, F 15. And 10 is 16. 10 becomes 16 in base 10. I know it sounds strange, but you can think of this as 16 letters added to the normal numbering system after 9. A, B, C, D, E, F, 10, and so on. I think I get it? Okay. Yeah. I know what it wants me to do, but I don't remember exactly how. See that action movie again? Oh, it is critically panned. No, it's pretty enjoyable with a little pot. Why? What a stupid joke. There's bottles of seasoning here. Bottles of seasoning here. Bottles of seasoning here. Uh-oh. The door we came in through is not locked. We can go back. That's the point, though. Yep, might as well be locked in here for all the going back. Okay. It's one of those swinging doors. You see them a lot between rooms and kitchens. That's the door you need to run all the way to the partition and get to the other side. Really be a pain in the ass, huh? Well, I guess it's not really important, but still. Silver pot here. Yeah. Rusted bolt. This door won't open unless we do something about this bolt. Maybe it's some kind of lubricant. Oh, wait a second. We have the oil. Well, it runs in place, won't budge. Of course! Maybe if I pour some oil on it. Hey! Just a little bit of oil, and come on, you little son of a bitch! Whoa! Ah, yes, gotcha, little bastard. You did it, Jumpy! You're so smart. As Jumpy walked into the room, a blast of cold air washed over him. Almost instinctively, he folded his arms tight across his chest, doing what he could to conserve body heat.
It's cold in here.
Yes, it is.
What is this place?
Looks like an ice room.
Are you blind?
Yes.
It's a freezer.
Uh-huh. Santa's teeth had already begun to chatter. Hardly surprising. The freezer was far too cold for someone dressed as he was. Lotus, however, was even worse situation.
Oh, no way. That's way too cold for me.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. You can wait
I'll
outside.
freeze solid in seconds.
Yeah, Lotus, you stay out of here.
Sorry, but I'm afraid I'll have to pass on this one.
I'm
I'm going to leave the rest to you.
Okay. And with that, she ran out of the room. As Lotus left, June came in.
Oh, whoa. It's really cold in here.
You, however, have a bit of a sweater, so you're fine. White puffs of steam hovered in front of their faces as they talked. Yuna already started to shiver.
Hey, you don't need to be in here. You had a fever just a little bit ago. You should stay outside. We got this.
That means she'll be warm. She'll be her own personal heater.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
My fever's gone now.
Isn't that I know that you're not really supposed to have a fever and go out into cold weather. I know that's actually worse, but eh. Jumpy had scarcely opened his mouth.
Huh?
When the thunderous sound of metal upon metal rang out from behind them. In unison, they spun around to find that the door they had only recently come through was closed. Jumpy rushed to the door.
No. Why did it suddenly close?
I don't know. Desperately, he grabbed hold of the doorknob.
Ah!
It was cold. Beyond cold. Merely touching it was
The
painful.
knob's frozen.
I was frozen today.
But why?
They quickly deduced that the pipe next to the door had ruptured.
Looks like the pipe next to it broke, and...
Thank you, Jumpy. We realize. Ew, metal handle. Water released by the rupture had hit the door and froze instantly. Santa shoved June aside and pounded against the door.
Hey, Lotus! You're out there, right? Open the door!
Open the door! She wasted no time responding.
What do you want? What's going on?
The door won't open! Try opening it from that side, please!
Oh, fine. If you say so. Hold on.
Fine. If you guys are freezing to death. Then the grunting ceased and they could hear light panting as if from exertion.
It's no use. It won't budge. You've got more people in there. You figure it out.
Wow, Lotus. Thanks.
Oh.
God damn it.
Santa was shaking like a newborn deer. June was hugging herself and was shivering violently. Even Jumpy, with the heaviest clothes of any of them, was clearly feeling the cold. Every breath they took, they could feel the cold working its way deeper and deeper into their bodies.
Anyway, let's find a way out.
Yeah, let's do that.
If we don't get moving, we're gonna be permanent residents.
Okay.
Two heads are better than none.
I don't think that's the saying.
I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Yeah, you're right.
Also, can we, like, talk about how well
Let's
Zero
just
was
take a
able to
good
plan that?
Look around this room, okay?
Right.
They pushed in close to one another and began to search. Alrighty. We got a chicken. We got some dry ice. Jumpy picked up the dry ice with his sleeves as to avoid burning himself.
Dry ice is just frozen carbon dioxide, right?
Zero cheats. Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
I wonder how warm it has to get for it to turn back into gas again.
Hell if I know. How is that gonna help us anyway?
It actually can get pretty cold and turn into gas.
Oh, well, I figured we might be able to use it to get out of here.
They were about to move on when June spoke up.
Carbon dioxide sublimation point is negative 109 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
Any warmer than that, and it'll turn into gas. Any lower, and it becomes a solid.
See, June paid attention in chemistry. Jumpy looked at her, dumbfounded.
Oh, how do you know that?
Despite my looks, I'm the the queen of random knowledge.
Looks bad to mess up when you're showing off.
I want to know what the script said for this. I want to know if this actually was the script that whoever June's voice actor was. What they had to read for that. Just wow.
Oh, you're so cold your mouth's going numb?
Yeah, let's fight.
You're just doing that on purpose, aren't you?
Yes. June giggled, did her best to hide her guilt. At least she was still feeling good enough to joke around, Jumpy told himself.
Come on, guys. Don't you think that's kind of weird?
What's wrong with us flirting?
I wonder why it doesn't turn into a liquid first.
Santa was now shivering at an astounding rate, but his curiosity seemed unaffected. Junpei. Yeah, it is kind of odd.
It is kind of weird.
Let's waste more time as we're freezing to death.
But it can turn into a liquid.
Oh, okay.
Carbon dioxide turns to liquid if you put it under high enough pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But at 1 atmosphere, normal air pressure...
It can't become a liquid.
It won't turn into a liquid, right?
Yep.
That's right. Instead of melting, it'll do what's called sublimating and change immediately from a solid state to a gaseous one.
Exactly.
See, that is weird. Water's a liquid between 32 degrees and 212 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So why isn't that the case for carbon dioxide?
Well, why isn't that case for anything else? June replied with an answer that stunned both of them.
There's a kind of ice that doesn't turn into liquid when it goes above 32 degrees.
I forgot this is where this came up. I should have figured because we're in a freezer, but still.
Huh?
I heard about it. Its melting point is 96 degrees.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees?
Yep.
You mean there's water that freezes at 96 degrees?
Yes.
Yeah, well, you could also look at it as ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees.
Mm-hmm. Water that freezes in 98 degrees. Ice that won't melt until it's 96 degrees. Junpei was cold as hell, but this was too interesting to ignore. God, I'm freezing to death right here, but I really need to know about this kind of water, man. It is best to warm up by rubbing his arms and stamping his feet, and then put the questions to June.
Ice with a melting point of 96 degrees called?
I heard it's called Ice 9.
Ice 9.
Ice 9?
Originally, Ice 9 was a made-up substance invented by a science fiction author.
And it still is.
But recently, scientists have discovered that such a substance actually exists.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
Wait, hold up. So is this thing called Ice 9, or is it water?
Like I said, if the ice is over 96 degrees, it'll be liquid. If it's under that, it'll solidify.
Mm-hmm.
So you could think of it as a polymorph of H2O.
Yep.
Here, think of it like diamonds and graphite. They're both made of carbon, right?
Yes.
But depending on the structure of the crystallization, the hardness and structure are completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying normal water and this Ice 9 are like that?
Sure.
Yup.
Except one is real. What happens when diluted with normal water? That is actually that is a question.
Have you heard the story about the crystallization of glycerin?
Oh yeah.
For 150 years after the discovery of glycerin, people cooled it, warmed it.
Mm-hmm.
They did all sorts of things to it. But whatever they did, it never crystallized.
Oh no.
However, one day in 1920, some glycerin on its way to England by ship was discovered to have crystallized during the trip.
Ooh.
Scientists around the world wanted to research this new crystallized form of glycerin and asked for seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a seed is a sample of the original crystallized substance.
Yeah, and it helps it to helps others to crystallize
With
around
a
it.
seed crystal, further crystallization of glycerin would be easy. However, something very strange happened.
Everything crystallized.
Not only did the glycerin encouraged by seed crystals begin to crystallize, even the samples nearby did, even though they were tightly sealed.
Oh no.
And it didn't end there. After that day, it doesn't matter where in the world it is.
All glycerin
All
is now
glycerin
crystallized.
crystallizes naturally when cooled to less than 64 degrees. Before that day, no matter how glycerin was cooled, it refused to crystallize.
I don't remember if this is actually real or not.
But once the crystallization had begun, it was almost like, how do I put it?
I'm pretty sure the Ice 9 thing is completely wrong. I think this one has at least some basis. But I think they did actually find out a reason behind it or something. I don't remember.
It was almost like all the glycerin in the world was communicating in some way that we can't sense. And now it's happening everywhere.
The morphoglycerinic fields. Junpei was honestly impressed. Was kind of annoyed. We're freezing to death here. No, I'm impressed. Was honestly impressed. It was, in fact, a pretty interesting story.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. But, what does that have to do with Ice
I mean,
9?
because they're secret phones. To his surprise, it was Santa, not June, who answered.
What she's saying is that it's a lot like Ice 9. What happened, I mean.
A lot like? Oh, that would be bad.
Yeah, all water started to freeze in 96
If
now.
water everywhere started freezing at 96 degrees, man.
It'd be the end of the world.
Yes, it would. Junpei felt that Santa might not be treating the idea of the end of the world with the proper concern.
At any rate, we're not gonna have to worry about the end of the world unless we can get out of here pretty damn quick.
Yeah, we wasted a lot of time here. He was right. Junpei shivered.
Alright, guys, I think that's enough of that. I didn't think we'd get quite this far off topic. I mean, I know I'm kinda at fault here, but we can't be screwing around anymore.
Oh,
So seriously.
but I
might
want
go
to
by the name Santa
freeze.
right now, but I didn't grow up in Iceland.
Well done, well done. We wasted time, but
Freaking hate the
lore.
cold. So let's get cracking, alright? We gotta find a way out of here.
Okay, Santa. Santa's stomped off, clearly doing his best to pretend the cold wasn't affecting him.
Isn't he?
Selfish. Oh man, he's freezing to death. Decide time to get back to their
Ice 9 is
search.
Interesting and all, but we can discuss it more once we get out of this freezer.
Junpei looked at June, nodded, and resumed his search of the room. Can I not grab this? What? That's weird. This looks very grabbable. There's some frozen meat up there. Looks like pork. Oh, what's this? It's like a tag or something. A chunk of pork. Everything's frozen in here. Doesn't look like there's anything else interesting. Ooh. So much stuff in here. Why don't we take some of it out, Jumpy? Got some rope. Storage bill and small store. There are a couple of bottles in here. A water bottle. Anything else in here that looks Oh, there isn't anything else in here that looks useful. Shelves are covered with frozen food. Nothing special about that. I sure like to spend a lot of time on random facts. Exactly. Alrighty. I'm pretty sure it's water dripping from the pipe. Looks like the pipe spurt from the water had been frozen in place. Water actually seems almost warm. Warm water flowing from the pipe. Alright, really hard, it's frozen stiff. Hey June, can you say that again? Say it again. It's really hard? Again! It's really hard. Thanks. Something wrong with Junpei? Your face is bright red. Nothing, I'm fine. My god, Junpei. That hard, you could probably use it as a hammer. Yeah, good point. Maybe we can use it to break something. Alright, let's break up the dry ice. Alright, the dry ice is all in pieces now. Oh, you crushed it up really good. You probably make it get into anything you want. Make that stuff an explosion seal in something that's airtight. Hey, look what we have. I'm gonna put the dry ice into the water bottle. And now we put this into here. No good, I can't hide it. Can't hit it hard enough to break it. We need more of a shock. More of a shock? Oh, wait a second. Need to combine this with that. And let's tie the rope. Water bomb. Just have to put some water in it, give it a good whack. Kaboom! It'll explode and break the ice off. What are we waiting for? Can't take this cold any longer. More water flowing from the pipe. And water dripped from the ruptured pipe near the door.
Put water into the bottle with dry ice, and make sure the lid's closed.
Yes.
Now I just have to put this makeshift bomb on the doorknob.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's set. So, what do we do now?
We lose our hearing.
We just need to give it a little, tap. The bottle's already about to pop. If we just throw a rock or something at it, it'll go off all on its own.
Yes, it will.
A small rock. Huh. A small rock.
Let me look down at the floor. Scattered across it were pieces of dry ice left over from the larger chunks he crushed earlier.
This ought to do the trick.
He pulled his sleeve down to his hand, keep from getting burned, and grabbed a chunk of dry ice.
Some dry ice, huh? Not a bad idea.
Yep. We are going to lose our hearing. Pretty good size. Not as big as a pool ball.
Alright, guys. Stand back. Actually, we should probably hide somewhere.
Yes, Juna with new
Where
concern.
exactly do you expect us to hide, genius?
There
In
isn't really anywhere big enough.
the little hole thing.
Yeah, there is. Look, right here. We can hide in there.
Junpei pulled open the door of the small cellar.
Come on, get inside, quick.
Yep, okay. Santa and June nodded and jumped down into the hole. Junpei quickly followed. In his hand, he could feel the chill of the frozen carbon dioxide, even through his sleeve. He tightened his grip, took aim, and prepared to throw, and missed
here I go.
terribly.
3, 4, 5.
You're counting the wrong way.
Oh.
Yeah. My brain is kind of
That
frozen.
was a really sad excuse for a joke, man.
Sorry, dude. Alright, for real this time. You guys ready?
No.
Yes, whenever you're ready.
Just throw the damn thing.
Alright, here I go. 3,
4,
2, 1.
5. Junpei threw the chunk of dry ice as hard as he could. With the same motion, he ducked in the cellar with Santa and June, just as... Junpei leapt out of the cellar and ran to the door.
Jumpy! The ice on the door! Is it gone?
Yeah, it's gone.
We would... Honestly, all of them would be in serious pain right now.
The blast must have shattered it.
Yes! Alright, let's see if it opens.
Like, okay, dry ice bombs set off car alarms. These three would have actually no hearing left. Even into that little, like, shelter. Grab the knob, pushed with all his might. Door gave way easily, and all three of them tumbled out of the freezer at once.
We're out!
June, relieved, collapsed on the floor.
Move!
Shot past June, ran straight to the grill, which he immediately grabbed.
Oh, god damn it! Hot, 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 hot! Fuck!
Yeah, why would you grab it? He proceeded to kick the grill in futile but amusing fit of
Well,
rage.
you did just grab the grill. What did you think would happen? Hey, where's Lotus?
Yeah, where is Lotus? It took Junpei only a moment to find her. She was sitting on the counter, idly scratching her chest.
Welcome back. I was starting to get tired of waiting for you guys.
Oh my goodness, Lotus, shut up. With a great yawn, Lotus lowered herself onto the counter. Junpei clenched his teeth and walked toward her.
What were you doing?
Napping.
What do you mean, what was I doing? I was waiting.
We were gonna die!
Yes, we were.
Oh, yeah? But you didn't. So everything worked out all right, didn't it?
Dang.
What the hell?
Just kidding. It might not look like it, but I was really worried.
Yes.
Oh, don't give me that crap.
I'm telling the truth. I mean, if you died, then I'd be in trouble too.
Yeah, she kind of would.
If you died, then I'd be stuck here, and I'd die too. See?
Yes.
I did all I could. I even looked around to see if there was anything I could use to pry open the door. But I couldn't find anything. So, all I could do was wait.
I can't blame her too much, but
I mean, what else did you want me to do? Call the cops?
yes. It was true there wasn't much she could have done, but something about her tone. Junpei gritted his teeth.
Fine. but there's one thing I have to ask you.
Yep.
What's that?
You didn't close the door, did you?
What? You think I closed the door on you?
Did you?
Why would I do something like that? It closed on its own.
I believe
I
that.
told you before, if you die, then I die too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Seemed that an accident was the only explanation for the door's closure.
If she'd really wanted to kill us, all she had to do was bar the door from the outside. But she didn't. Well, she didn't do anything. She's only lazy, or negligent at least, not an attempted murderer.
Well, when it comes to balancing the scale, the 12th person, Miss Wald is angry as Beth to
Well,
apologize.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Yeah, you better.
Oh, yes, well, that's all right. As long as you understand.
Alice took away all her hair between her fingertips. His vengeance against the grill complete, Santa swaggered back towards Junpei and Lotus.
Hey, no more screwing around, you two. Break time's over.
Santa, I think that June and I are also allowed a little time to actually, like, unfreeze.
Especially for you, lady. You've just been sitting on that fat ass of yours while we were freezing to death.
How rude! I was plenty busy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you put all that energy into something besides bitching? Let's go.
God, I love Santa. He's funny. Alrighty. So we got some pork. Let's put it on the grill. Let's put this meat on the grill. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing if the paper burns? Come on, it'll be fine. I mean, it's not like it's gonna burn right away, right? We just gotta keep an eye on it. The paper will be fine. Well, they can argue all they want. I'm gonna keep an eye on this pork. Ooh, looks like it's about time. Gonna try and take the paper out. Jumpy, be careful. Sweet of her to care, but I know that I'm... Ouch! See? I told you. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up and take the paper out. Not coming out. It's not coming out. This thing's frozen stiff. I can't get it out. We're gonna have to cut the meat? Yeah, it looks that way. Okay, I still have the knife. Alright, gonna use the knife I sharpened. Yes, I cut the pork! Awesome, Junpei. Now we can cut out that paper. C plus 10 plus F. Okay. No, not digital root. Is it in files? Escape tape. Where is the information about hex again? Just make sure. Hexadecimal. I wonder if it's some kind of hint. Yeah, maybe. Junpei, do you remember I told you about hexadecimal code earlier? Yeah, of course I do. Here's the little quiz for you. What would 9 plus F be in base 10? F is 15, so 9 plus 15 would be 24, right? That's right. Good job, you're a fast learner. Okay, F is 15. Okay, so A is 10, B is 11, C is 12. C plus 10. 10 was 16. So, it's 11 plus 16, 27. F is 15. 27, that would be 40. Is it 42? Just enter the password, maybe put in the right number, or they open up the door. Even note you found earlier. Do you know how to enter those numbers? I think it's E for enter and C is for clearing. Basically, raise the man, it's there. If it's screw up, just press C. Lotus nodded. Alright, let's give it a shot. Let's see if it is actually math. Okay, that did not work. Huh? This is weird. Hey, you're punching in random numbers, aren't you? If you enter like it's in the hint. Ah, shut up. Just shut up. Okay, C is 11. C, so 11, 16, 15, no, 12. Did I do this wrong? Yeah, I did do it wrong. 40. Let's try 43 then. Yep, okay. I just added C wrong. I just put the wrong number for C. I guess that went well. Yep. Yeah, the door opened. Good job, Jumpy. The Saturn key. No, not the meat. No, that would be... I'm curious. Yeah, this pork smells good. Are we not allowed to eat it? Oh, that's sad. Yay! Yes, I think it's unlocked now. You did it, Jumpy. Let's get out of here. Yes, let's go. You found it! Yay!
I think we've been here before.
Can't eat the pork. That's very sad. Metal grate stretch from wall to wall. Beyond it were 2 elevators and the entrance to the kitchen.
The elevators are over there, so that means...
We went into the kitchen through that door and came out on this side.
The map told the truth!
That
Yay!
means the map was right.
Looks
Yay!
like.
Then let's use it to plan our next move.
Next move?
Yeah, we kind of need to do something else.
We need to decide where to go from here, don't we?
Yeah.
He's right. Let's get started.
From the looks of it, there are 4 possible routes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
A,
just keep
B,
it simple
C,
and
or
call them
D.
A, B, C, and D.
Yeah, that makes sense.
First, A and B.
They both go to the
seem
same room.
Connect to a room that looks L-shaped.
Yeah.
There were 2 doors,
Are they both locked?
but they were both locked. We couldn't open them.
Okay.
Now, Route C. This goes all the way to the main staircase.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's door 5, one of the numbered doors.
That would make sense.
Then do you think we would meet up with the other 4 after this hallway?
I would hope so.
No, I don't think we will.
Oh.
Why not?
Look, there by the stairs. See how the gate is opened?
Mm-hmm.
When we went into the kitchen, it was closed.
Okay.
But it's open now.
So
What
they
do you
came
think
out?
that means?
They opened it.
Most likely.
And if we take Route C, we're going backwards.
Okay.
That
Let's
would be
take D.
pointless.
Then that means...
Route D! All 4 looked at the map. They looked at the staircase, its lazy curve leading them deeper into the ship.
Route D, then.
Yeah.
D it is.
Yup, Route D.
Then we're set.
Onwards! They jogged down the stairs until they reached the C deck.
Everything looks okay here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check the next deck just to be sure.
Yeah, just like I thought. D-deck is totally underwater.
Oh.
Just like the bottom of the central staircase.
Still haven't found any scuba gear. Water gazed back at them as its smooth surface like a
At least
giant
the water
mirror.
level hasn't really changed.
Yeah, that's fine.
Small comfort.
Yay!
May as well head back to C deck.
What else is here?
There are 2 elevators over there at the top of the stairs.
Do they have the Saturn
Just
on them?
like the floor above.
Hold on. These are kind of different.
How
See?
different?
There's a card reader on the side.
Nope.
Another strange mark.
Is that Uranus?
Hey, look! It's Lotus's symbol.
It's not Venus.
Huh?
See? It's the woman symbol with horns on it.
Oh!
That seems like... Oh, ouch, 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 ouch!
Lotus had taken hold of Junpei's hair. She began to shake him violently, and he thought he heard a low growl coming from her throat.
What was that about the mark again?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Such violence. Junpei began to wonder if she was not the devil itself. An uncomfortable smile, June spoke up.
This is a Mercury symbol.
Wait, it's Mercury? Oh, that's supposed to be the, oh god, what's it called? Oh, I can't
The
remember.
horns symbolize the wings on Hermes' staff.
Uh-huh.
Hermes, herpes, whatever.
Those are two very different
If we
things.
can't get this thing to work, these elevators aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
In other words, we need a key card with the Mercury symbol on it.
Yes.
Probably.
I guess we can't get on then. Let's just disregard the elevators for now.
Okay.
How about this hallway on the left?
Whoa, there's so many doors.
Hello, door. Another door. There's more. I weren't sure how many, but certainly enough to be discouraging.
Damn it. If we try and search all these, the sun's gonna go down before we've done half of them.
Isn't it supposed to be midnight?
I think the sun already set.
I
Thank
have
you.
a feeling this ship is the only thing that's going to be going down anytime soon.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
Well, we can come back to this hallway later.
Yeah.
Let's check the hallway on the other side, shall we?
Time to head back to the stairs.
To their right was a
Now
small
the right
hallway.
hallway.
Quickly, they headed into it. It was approximately the same size as the alcove in front of the stairs. Hallway led to the stern, and the end was set of double doors.
There are doors here too. Well, I guess it's just 4 this time.
Let's open them.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's start with this one.
Let's start with the first one. Grab the one closest to him. He gave it a small tug and felt it move.
It isn't locked. I'm going to open it.
Yay! Drilled to have found an unlocked door. He threw it open. Junpei didn't know what to make of what he saw.
What?
3, 7, and 8. He simply stood, unable to speak. The others simply stared, open-mouthed. After a few long moments, Santa managed to speak.
What the hell is this? This place is huge.
Mm-hmm. Massive room stretched out in front of them, more a cavern than a room. Its vastness was oppressive, and it bore down on the 4 companions. It was not empty, however. The entire room was filled with lines upon lines of beds.
Oh, there are beds everywhere.
Yes, there are. There were simple things, little more than pipe and thin mattresses.
Is this a hospital?
Yeah, probably. Had to at least... It had last been able to put a name on the harsh scent that had pervaded the
It
room.
definitely has the smell.
Yep.
Could be. I see medicine cabinets and surgical tools.
Hey, look there. The 4 doors at the end.
One does not simply walk through 4 doors. 3 of them were emblazoned with large single-digit numbers made with thick red paint.
The left door says 3.
Mm-hmm.
The second door is blank, but the third has a 7. And the rightmost door is 8. There's no doubt. They're
8.
numbered doors.
Good job, Stanley.
Why is the second door blank?
Mm-hmm.
That seems kind of strange, don't you think?
Kind of.
No point worrying about it right now. Let's see if these will open first.
Yes, that sounds like a good plan.
Jim headed towards the door, weaving his way towards the beds. Started with door 3 on the left and moved to the right until he reached door 8. Of course none of them work, Junpei. Junpei, really? There are 3 reds right there. Did you really even have to bother?
It's no use.
Did you really even have to check?
Well, of course. If it was that easy to open these doors, what would be the point of the notary game?
Yeah.
We have to activate the red, or the numbered doors won't... Wait a minute.
What's wrong?
What are we waiting?
Look, the display on the red.
Yeah.
There's nothing on it.
Huh?
Oh.
Don't you remember? The red at the central staircase?
Yes.
If no
That
one
one
was
said
inside, it said
engaged.
vacant.
Or vacant.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But this one,
There's nothing on it.
right?
I wonder if it's broken.
Only one way to find out.
Put your hand on it.
It's
Nothing.
not responding.
All 4 took turns placing their hands on the red, but it refuses to respond. He pulled the lever but still did nothing. As I soon discovered, it wasn't only the red fur 8 that was behaving strangely.
How about the red on door 7? And door 3?
None of them are working.
Oh no!
What does it mean?
It means Zero has decided to screw the game. Screw the rules.
I knew it. They're broken.
Yeah, probably.
Zero sure sucks at maintenance.
Yeah, I could agree with
No,
that.
that's impossible.
How dare you insult Zero, Santa?
You really think Zero, who prepared all of this, would make such a stupid, simple mistake?
You'd be surprised.
Maybe, but that doesn't explain why this thing ain't working.
It was at that moment that they heard a voice from behind them.
I believe the bottom of the device has been removed.
Mm-hmm. Spun around to see. Snake! It was more than just Snake.
Ace! Clover! 7!
Everybody! Friends! They were glad to see one another. It wasn't terribly surprising that they had. If it had been the other party who had opened the gate in front of the kitchen, it wasn't unreasonable to think they'd bump into one another eventually. The rest of Snake's team, however, did look rather surprised.
How did you end up here?
We walked.
That's my line?
Perhaps we should exchange information.
Yeah, that makes sense. After a moment of silence and surprise, everyone suddenly began to talk, desperate to exchange information. They talked about the rooms they'd been through and how they'd ended up in the same place. Of course, none of it was very useful information, but that hardly mattered. They were happy to simply see one another again, although the level of cheer varied greatly from person to person. Each one of them was wearing some manner of smile, almost as though they had already forgotten about the death of the 9th man. And then welcome to the chat. Yeah, oh, that thing is so stupid. So weird. No, thought Junpei. Perhaps that wasn't it. Perhaps thoughts of his death were what drove them to smile at one another. Not in a morbid or hateful way, no. The 9th man had died. But they were still alive, and that was something to be happy about. A sort of simple, uncomplicated joy, Junpei thought. The joy of being alive. Still alive. He felt sorry for the 9th man, but more than anything, Junpei was just happy to be alive.
There you have it. Our half of the story.
Mm-hmm. His part finished, Ace fell silent. For a moment, Junpei was silent in thought. Then he spoke.
Okay, let me see if I got all this straight. When you guys got here, the bases for the Reds were already gone.
Mm-hmm.
And you looked all over this room, but you couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So you figured that there might be something in the hallway with all the doors.
So you went and had a look?
Yep.
Yeah.
And while you were looking around, you heard voices.
I guess that was us.
Uh-huh. So you followed the voices and came back here.
That would make sense.
Indeed. And that was how we found you.
Yay!
Why don't we check those 3 reds again, just in case?
You're right. Huh. There's a long, thin gap on the bottom. I think it's a slot for something. Probably electronic.
Well, this isn't good.
No,
If
it isn't.
the red is inactive, we can't keep going.
That is bad.
Well, what about that hallway over there? Isn't there anywhere else we can go?
No, there isn't.
Ruh-roh.
There are plenty more hospital rooms, but nothing else.
Hospital rooms. That's what's behind all those doors?
Yeah.
Yes. There are a number of individual rooms in addition to this large one.
Okay.
There was a door at the end of the hallway, but it was locked.
There was an astrological symbol engraved near the keyhole, however.
Ooh.
I was able to get a good feel of it. I believe it was the symbol of Jupiter.
Ooh.
Not again. Those goddamn things are everywhere.
I wonder what they all mean.
They mean this person really liked astrology. For a moment, everyone was silent, deep in thought. We have the Saturn key, and we have the Saturn card key, and we found a Saturn, card reader in, the first room. We just go there.
While we're asking what things mean, what's the deal with this room? I mean, I thought this was a cruise ship, but I can't imagine a cruise ship would have a hospital like this.
No, people get sick in cruise ships. All the people, it was Seven who answered, and with calm and confidence.
Well, I figure it's probably a hospital ship.
Yeah.
Chances are it's the Gigantic.
Ooh.
The gigantic?
The gigantic what? Junpei looked confused. So did everyone else.
What is this gigantic?
Seven knit his brows for a moment, then began to explain.
Gigantic. She was a sister ship to the Titanic, built in the early 20th century.
Ooh.
Actually, the Titanic had two sister ships, and they looked exactly the same.
Okay.
The Gigantic was said to be one of them. They intended to make her a passenger liner like the Titanic, but World War I began soon after the ship launched.
Okay.
The British Navy took her over and made her a hospital ship.
Okay.
At some point during the war, the Gigantic was damaged by a German mine in the Aegean Sea.
Ooh.
She ran aground afterwards, so she didn't end up sunk.
Okay.
What happened to her after that? One theory going around is that a man named Lord Gourdane bought her.
Okay.
Seemed like he'd been one of the few to survive the Titanic sinking.
Hmm.
That trauma turned him into some kind of obsessive collector of all things related to the Titanic. Soon enough, the guy wanted the Titanic itself. Which was impossible, of course.
Yeah, it
It's
was.
stuck at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. But the Gigantic wasn't. And seeing as she was identical...
Yeah. I'm curious if we will ever actually get the technology to actually salvage the Titanic, but I know that would be like probably that's like a huge, massive undertaking. It is something to be curious about.
So you're saying this Lord Gourdane bought this ship?
Yeah, at least I think I am.
I think so.
That's impossible. No way we're in some boat that's almost 100 years old.
Pipe down, just pay attention.
Okay.
What, that's it? Well, have you got any proof?
Proof?
Proof that this ship is really the gigantic.
Well,
no.
This ship's got stuff that's like the Titanic and a hospital ship. So, I just figured.
Oh, for goodness. Don't tell me that's your only reason.
I mean, that's a pretty good reason.
No, I've got more.
Like?
Well, I mean,
Even if it's not the gigantic, it could be a replica of the gigantic. Desperately trying to avoid meeting Lotus's piercing stares. Scratched his head for a moment, then gave up. Finally opened his mouth.
I don't know.
Lotus sighed and shook her head.
I guess your memory isn't back yet, is it?
Oh?
Yeah, sorry about that.
Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Memory isn't back?
Junpei was, he felt legitimately shocked by what seemed to be new and very important information. Oh, and guess what I just got? Welcome back to the chat room. In fact, they all looked at Junpei as though he had said something very strange.
Yeah?
Your point being?
He decided to revise his attitude for the next question.
Wait, was I the only one that didn't know?
Apparently. Everyone nodded.
Why?
Oh, yeah, I guess I didn't tell you, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I told the rest of them before we ran into you on the stairs. I told them I couldn't remember a damn thing from before I woke up.
Oh.
What?
Then, almost as if to save the Junpei from further embarrassment. More clocks! A bell rang out from far away.
A bell.
It sounds like the clock in the main stairway.
Junpei counted each chime carefully.
10, 11, 12. Huh,
Midnight.
12.
It's midnight.
Ooh.
Then we've still got 6 hours left, right?
Yay!
We don't have any time to screw around.
No, we don't.
Let's get going. We gotta find the missing parts for the Reds.
Okay.
What do you mean, find? How on earth do you propose we do that?
We've looked everywhere in this room. That only leaves one place to look.
Which is?
One?
Well, not just one.
That's not what's written. 7.
Wait. Don't tell me you mean we need to search all of the other rooms.
No.
Don't freak out. We've already searched 4 of them.
4 whole
Four
rooms.
rooms?
We just have to split up the rest between the 8 of us.
Okay, that honestly wouldn't take
Each of
too
us can
long.
do 6 rooms apiece. We'll have the other 48 rooms cleared in no time.
There are 48 other rooms.
Apparently. Earlier experiences had apparently not encouraged Lotus to trust Seven. Seven scratches his head awkwardly.
Maybe?
This is all they... What is with this? Why is this dialogue all different?
Alright, so everyone knows which area they're searching?
Also, let's make sure that this is actually working now.
Yeah.
Yes!
Yes. Jumpy was chosen to search the rooms on the starboard side, moving from fore to aft.
We'll all meet up when the clock goes off again.
Okay,
How about in that room with all the beds?
sure. Good as
Yeah.
any other place.
Sounds straightforward enough.
I'll shout if I find any of the components we need.
Shout.
I hope we can find them within the time limit.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
If we can't, then we'll just have to come up with another plan.
Okay.
Right.
Then let's do this.
Go, 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 go. Yeah, Zev, I occasionally type into chat every now and then because Twitch has been weird in recent times where it's been like, every now and then it will not update and then it'll be like, oh yeah, you're actually connected to the internet. Welcome to the chat room. So every now and then I just type in like something randomly. Hi is usually the easiest thing to type in. Details aside, they left and began searching. Out in the hallway they went to each of the rooms they had been assigned. However, yay, wasted another hour. Junpei heard the bell ring. Did so only once, it was 1
It's
a.m.
1. I better get back to the others.
We opened the door. Jog through the entrance to the large hospital to find 6 of the others already there. A, Santa, Clover, June, 7, and Lotus. And gathered in front of the door numbered 8. Or perhaps to be accurate, they had gathered in front of the red next to the door number 8.
What are they doing over there?
Had one of them found the missing piece?
What happened, guys?
It was June who answered him.
Jumpy, look!
Okay. He was pointing at the red. He pushed through the others in front of him. Oh. Immediately he knew what she had meant.
Vacant.
Junpei sighed.
Come on, guys. Who was it? I thought we were supposed to yell if we found it.
Well,
Junpei wondered why she was hesitating. The others looked as confused as June, but kept their mouths shut.
What the hell? What is up with you guys?
They all knew something he didn't, and Junpei wasn't about to leave things that way. Finally, Lotus frowned and spoke.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know.
Okay.
You don't know.
When I got back, it was already like this. There was no one else here.
Oh.
That means I was the first one back, but the missing parts were already back in the red.
Oh.
What? Let me see.
Junpei looked at the bottom of the red again, just to be sure. The slot that had been open at the bottom was now covered with
You're
metal.
right. It's in there. What about the other 2?
Same thing.
They're the same.
Yep.
Let me take a look.
Junpei quickly examined the other 2 boxes. Why? Junpei, why do you not believe them?
It's just as you said.
Who would have guessed? Satisfied that they were all also repaired, but still very confused, he returned to the others.
Alright, I just want to be sure here. Nobody has any idea what the hell happened here, right?
No.
Correct.
none.
Ace and June nodded silently. Seven raised his hand as if to say not me, and Santa just shrugged. Oh, only Clover lowered her head and did nothing. Clover?
Wait a minute.
That was when he noticed. We're missing a snake.
Where's Snake?
Junpei swept his eyes across the room a second time, but Snake was nowhere to be seen.
Does that mean that he found them?
Of course the blind one found the stuff.
I've no idea. There's nothing to suggest it, but nothing to suggest he didn't either.
I don't suppose we'll know until we can ask him in person.
Yeah.
But whatever he did or didn't do, he's pretty damn late.
Yes, he
What the hell
is.
is he up to?
Maybe he's lost.
Maybe we should have. Maybe we shouldn't have separated completely. I know that, like, this is a completely new environment for Snake. He should have had at least. He should be the person who was partnered with somebody.
Yeah, well, that seems likely. Dude can't see. I don't know how he gets around in the first place.
Clover raised her hand. Her head.
No! That's impossible!
Suddenly, she was shouting.
Yeah, my brother's blind, but he's got really great hearing. He can get around as well as anyone who can see.
I can believe that, but I don't think he could find, like... I don't think he could be able to find a very small metallic component in, like, six or so rooms.
So he couldn't get lost. That's impossible.
Clover had started to shake, and the knuckles of her hands had gone white. She spun around, but before she did, Junpei noticed tears welling up in her eyes.
I'm gonna go look for him.
Okay. Words were barely out of her mouth when she began to run.
Hey, hold on, Clover. Wait!
Junpei cried out to her, but he was too slow. He kept going before anyone else could react. She was gone.
Well, that didn't work.
I don't understand why nobody thought just like, yeah, why don't we just have Snake and Clover paired up together? They're siblings. Snake has top vision. I'm sure he could get around fine enough, but this was specifically searching for a very small component of something, which, like, he wouldn't be able to do that. Like, he wouldn't be able to do it efficiently. He might as well just be with someone else.
Damn it. What should we do now?
Well, the red is working now.
No, we're not leaving two people behind. We should go look for them.
Okay.
Oh man, this ain't good.
Oh, yes, what an excellent idea. We just wasted a bunch of time looking for some piece of electronic junk. Now let's waste some more by looking for a couple of idiots.
Then remain here if you feel you must, but there's no time.
No, there
We've
isn't.
only 5 hours left.
Junpei and the others nodded to one another and then took off to a run. In front of the staircase that led to B-Deck, they decided to
Let's
split up.
All right, I'll take this direction.
Then I shall look that way.
Okay.
I'll be over here.
See you all later.
Bye. Soon, only two of them were left. Those two were Junpei and June, who had been a few steps behind the
All right.
others.
We should go too.
Yes, let's go. But where should we start?
Let's see.
The casino? Sure, let's check the
How
casino.
about the casino on B deck?
Okay, let's go.
They took off to the stairs and a run. I don't know what the Before they knew it, they were there. So was Lotus. She was leaning against the wall, examining
Hey,
her nails.
what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up at him, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
No, I'm looking in for... checking my
I'm just not
nails.
seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
Okay.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way,
Yes?
I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
Is it that I propose, or are you thinking of something else? Here, let's
What
listen.
is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it.
Okay.
Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you?
Sure.
I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Okay.
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
How is it impossible?
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8.
Yeah.
Our digital root would be 1.
5 plus 6 plus 8 equals 19. 10. 1.
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room.
No,
the
there
only
isn't.
doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Okay.
Huh?
Who?
Snake.
What? Isn't that easy?
7 could get us through that one.
7.
Yeah.
Oh, if we add 7...
We can get
5
into
plus
the
6
8.
plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Yay! And the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door.
Wait a
But
minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
I don't think they can help us.
Well, why didn't you add them up?
That was simple
1
enough.
plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Yes.
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
I mean, if they get, if the Santa is 3, 7, 8. They could all. No, they can't. We can't both go through the 8 doors. So,
Of
yeah.
course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them.
They can't
Couldn't we?
actually get through any of the doors.
Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Yes, we would be.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
Yeah. Why?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Yeah, that is true.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through.
Yeah.
Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship.
Mm-mm.
The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found.
I don't think there's any combination we could do where we would be able to enter door 9.
Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital root for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
Let's scratch the back of her ear.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
Didn't sound particularly bothered by what Junpei said. Or did she seem particularly surprised?
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
Can we?
That's impossible. Are you being serious?
What is the digital root of... Actually, yeah, if only 5 of us can go through a door, then yeah. Is there any way for us to get 9 and 9?
And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the numbered doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule.
No, it's not.
Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment he said it, Junpei felt a chill run down his spine.
Oh, wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Which is... Yes, what she said was true, but how others could remain cavalier about so terrifying a prospect was beyond him.
Really okay? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's just...
Was his forehead
I
furrowed?
think I could have a moment alone. There are
With?
some things I need to think about.
Okay. Junpei June turned and began to walk away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish, but he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Regardless,
So he forced himself to smile and turned to
let's
June.
just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yay!
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
All right. Where should we go next?
Let's just go to
Let's go take a look at the first class cabin.
Let's just
It's
go in
really
order.
close.
They turned around and took off to the hallway to their left. Outside the first class cabin, they found Clover. She was standing in front of the wall. She was staring at a meaningless point on the wall, her eyes blank. What should Junpei do? Talk.
Are you all right?
He did his best to sound friendly, but Clover didn't respond.
Look, I know you're really worried, but
I know you're worried about your blind brother, but... He could think of no words to say that didn't sound hollow and fake. Junpei hesitated. Clover was so consumed with worry and fear that Junpei feared it would crush her. Her actions didn't surprise him. She had suddenly lost her brother, who she seemed to be very close to. Voice was thin, barely audible. Lone. think she's trying to say alone.
I said leave me alone!
Okay, well, I got part of it. Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Okay, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Such anger and hate. June's eyes were gone wide with surprise as well.
Why are you still here? Did you hear me?
I'm leaving. We're leaving. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
all right. Let's go, June.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. They turned and left Clover. As they did, Junpei glanced back over her shoulder to see Clover wiping tears from her face. I'll miss you. Clover had driven home the misery of their situation, but Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed. I love how every single one of these, they need a reason for why Junpei doesn't acknowledge what just happened for the next thing. So after every single one, it's just like, well, that was pretty depressing, but Junpei decided to psych himself up instead. Because you can do these in any order.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
He did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile.
Where do you think we should go next?
We literally just did the casino, so hallway?
Hey, why don't we go back to C-Deck?
Damn, that was sad. Oh well.
We can take a look at that hallway with all the rooms.
Hello, daughter.
Okay, let's get going then.
Let's get going. Together they ran down the stairs.
Oh, it's Ace.
Hi, Ace. Ahead of them, further down the hallway, they spotted
Hey,
Ace.
Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
Snake! What should Junpei do? Let's run over to
Let's
Ace.
go.
With June in tow, Junpei jogged up to Ace. Hearing their footsteps, he turned to greet them.
Ah, hello there. Snake is... well, that's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah.
I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
Nope.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Being sad would just make me sad. There's no point in it.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yawn. June's face became kind of enraptured.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Yeah, why? Why would you say that? Question seems somehow odd to Junpei.
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, one of them has pink hair.
They don't look alike at all.
Ace looked in for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't.
Now that you mention it.
Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
No, it's not. Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was. He could have sworn Ace's face tightened as he
At
spoke.
any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we?
Okay.
You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
Let's go. Good old Ace. Good old Lion Man. They found themselves back at the stairs, but Junpei's mind was in turmoil.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later.
Okay.
Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority.
Our Clover did his best to clear his mind.
Alright, where should we go next?
Large hospital
Why don't we
room.
go back to the big hospital room?
Okay, let's go then.
Alrighty. Turn to head back to the large hospital room.
Hey, wait. That's...
Hi, Santa. On their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June notice Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. What should Junpei do? Talk. Junpei and June walked up to Santa.
What are you doing?
Standing.
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Is it red?
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
What
Huh?
what would be bothering me?
This- The guts of this red.
Uh-huh.
Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
That is pretty weird.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her
I
head.
don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Probably Zero.
I think it was probably Zero.
That would make the most
Why?
sense.
Isn't that obvious? He's the guy who set this whole thing up.
Yeah?
Don't think that should mean the opposite. Seems to me like that means he didn't do it.
Why?
I mean, who do you think took that stuff out in the first place?
Zero.
Probably Zero.
Yeah, exactly. Then why the hell would he put him back in after he'd taken them out himself?
To make sure that we didn't do things too early.
It just doesn't make sense. Why do all that work?
To make sure that we didn't do things too early.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So, what happened then? Who put that stuff back in the Reds?
Furrowed his
So,
brow.
in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
I don't buy it. Santa
Bingo,
grinned.
We have a winner.
Winner, winner, chicken
but if that's
dinner.
true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
It was Snake.
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means
No,
they'll
it
find
was
out
the
something
ninth
else.
man.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding.
Hmm.
Of course,
Of
it
course.
could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
Yeah, that's possible.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Junpei stared at Santa. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first he assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever, but Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate that assessment. Still think it was the 12th man. When Santa spoke again, his voice was
If you
quiet.
trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose.
But I want to trust
Gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
I wouldn't do that. I'm the only one with a knife. I want to make a Danganronpa reference, but I'll refrain. That depressing suggestion, he turned and quietly walked
That's
away.
that, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so too. I'm the only one with a knife, Santa. I'm the only one who can stab people in the back. Where would they go next? We went everywhere, so, no. Inner searching. Looked everywhere and they could think of, but Snake was nowhere to be found. I just realized what reference you were about to make, Twister. Watch out for her. They looked everywhere and could think of, Santa was nowhere to be found.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
No. Louis looked around at 6 frustrated faces and spoke.
We can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Yeah. Jimmy couldn't disagree with what she was saying. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There was no point to wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent. Finally, Seven spoke.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right.
Yeah.
We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though.
Yep.
We've gotta figure out who's gonna go through which door.
And
Yes,
who's gonna
I
end
have a
up staying behind? Walk back and forth across the floor, her heels clicking against the wood. Because I don't think there's any way for these 7 of us to get through any of these 3 combinations.
Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Okay.
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you?
Yeah, there's no way the math would
We
work
can't
out.
all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
She's not wrong. Behind 3 people with 2 teams of 4 and 3. I mean, she's right. Wasn't pleasant, but she was right. There wasn't any way the numbers worked. If one group was 4, the other group would have to digital route that didn't match a door. Simon spoke, his voice was strained.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yeah.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution.
Morally...
If the other 6 are to survive, then one person has to sacrifice themselves.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
No,
chance we could come
that's too
back.
Cruel.
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Sacrifice. Sacrifice.
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
Yeah, sure. Let's do
That's
that.
not what I meant.
Depends on your moral
We
philosophy.
shouldn't sacrifice anyone.
Okay.
I told you, that's impossible.
It
Wake
is.
up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you two.
Santa stepped between Lotus and June.
Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote.
Okay.
What do you think?
No, that's terrible.
Then don't vote.
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
Okay.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2.
Yay.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Not sure the concept relates to democracy at all.
Glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover still doesn't want to leave her brother behind. Clover moved away from the group and was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body dropped. Junpei didn't know she'd heard Lotus's
Hey.
proposal.
Clover,
Lotus walked over to Clover and gently laid a hand on her shoulder.
your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors.
How?
We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him.
I
Doesn't that mean
mean,
he
I
must have gone
guess.
through one of them somehow.
Maybe? Clover slowly lifted her face.
Let's go look for him together.
Okay.
If we sacrifice 1 person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
Nodded once.
The motion carries.
Okay. Lotus spun around and walked toward Junpei.
Now, let's start a vote too.
That won't be necessary.
Okay. Ace had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at him. He didn't seem to notice or even
I
care.
will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Maybe?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that. That won't solve anything.
I think it will. June's voice shook, but she sounded desperately for looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. Ace simply looked at her.
I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me.
Mm-hmm.
I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Okay.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you.
Okay.
I believe you'll come back for me.
Thank you, Grandpa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts.
Th-
Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
That's true.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me.
Okay.
Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally, Junpei could hold his tongue no
We've
longer.
only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are.
Probably in the ocean.
How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
I don't know. Did we ever taste the water to see if it was salty?
Then,
It could be in the lake.
perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me?
Yeah,
Or
okay.
perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
That's a low blow, Ace, and you know it. Ace's voice was dignified, and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Junpei had no rebuttal.
You see, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion.
Okay.
Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Okay. They stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lip so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Santa stood against the wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Good. Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Thank you, answered with a smile. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
I think this is the best for me.
Okay.
Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap.
Yay!
It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down on the floor next to one of the beds. Somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. Almost as if the ship were screaming. Did it really hold until their time limit was up? Already D-Deck was flooded. In sudden silence, only sound was sad metal wail of the ship. And surprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
Okay. As if a spell had been broken, the others all began to talk at once.
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
Wow.
You too, Santa? I have to find my brother. Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down and think about this.
June, I'm sorry, I don't think we really
There has to
can.
be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right, Jumpy? Say something.
Something.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
His words sounded hollow and fake.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace. He had slumped down next to the bed when June grabbed his arm and pulled.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this. We'll figure out a way that we can all get out of here.
We can do it. Then it happened. Good night. Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a boxer out cold.
Ace!
June cried out and dropped to her knees beside him. Put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something.
He's sleepy. She shook him frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
Yeah, this doesn't seem like all right.
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
Oh. And it was a syringe in a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few droplets clung to the side. There was a label taped to the side with the container. It read Soparol Beta. Soparol Beta?
Soparil Beta. What does this do?
I guess it puts him to sleep.
Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Good night.
Anesthetic.
I found it earlier.
And I
while
wanted
we
to
were
sleep.
Searching the hospital rooms.
And I wanted
thought
to
it
sleep.
Might be useful later.
What do you mean by later?
I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Who did you think you would be using it on, Ace?
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap.
This is pretty extreme for a nap, Ace.
I really am very tired.
Junpei knew this wasn't why he'd done it. Ace had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so they'd be forced to leave him behind.
Ace.
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
I don't think anesthetic can be overpowered by loud talking.
No, don't, Ace. Don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable.
Okay, Ace, I know you're drugged, but calm down.
I think I'll have a nice dream.
Settle down. Ace's eyelids drooped further and further, almost as though he were dying.
Ace! Ace!
She shook his shoulders again and again, but this time he didn't respond. Only the gentle rise and falling of his chest told him that he was alive. Junpei was relieved to see he was, in fact, still breathing.
Let's get him up on a bed.
Yeah, that part's a bit weird, but he's drugged, so, so forgive it a little bit. He lifted Ace off the floor and laid him on a bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now.
No, we don't. Let's roll the bed.
We can't let his sacrifice go to waste.
Shut up, Lotus.
Right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
Yes.
No, nothing.
Felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
No, we're not.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
All of us can go through, you can go through 7 and 8 pretty easily.
Oh, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide.
Like, Lotus goes through 8, 7 goes through 7, and then, me and Clover and, June and Santa can, go through either of the other, can go through whichever 2 that we want.
You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8.
Okay.
It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
Does he want 7?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Called you an old lady. Face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. Threw up his hands and made a face like a child, caught in his hand with the cookie jar.
Me? I didn't say nothing.
Who, me? Couldn't be. Then who? Junpei stole the cookie from the cookie jar.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Yeah, why I oughta. Shot him glare that would have melted steel, then turned and stalked off.
Alright, who's next?
Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Junpei, which door do you want?
At last, Junpei's mind was already made up. I feel like screwing with everybody. Door 3!
I want to go through door number 3.
Nope, you can't.
Huh? Why?
Because it's impossible.
Are you sure?
If we split ourselves into 3 and 3, then we give up on going through door 3.
Why?
The bracelet numbers for the 6 of us are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yes.
There are 2 combinations that can go through door 3 with 3 people. 3, 4, 5, or 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Of course, 2 teams can't go through the same door.
Yep.
I see. That means one team would get left behind.
Yes, that is true.
That's right.
That doesn't happen if we go through door 7 or 8?
No, it doesn't.
No, they're fine. We've got 3 options.
And began to explain.
Option A, have 3, 5, and 8 go through door 7, and 4, 6, 7 go through door 8.
Okay.
Option B, 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8.
Mm-hmm.
Option C, 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8.
Yep, that makes sense.
Those are the only 3 options. That's it. At least if we want to get all 6 of us out of here.
Okay.
Wait.
That was when Junpei realized. Plan A divides into 2 teams. 3, 5, and 8, and 4, 6, 7. Plan B divides into 2 teams. 4, 5, 7, and 3, 6, 8. Plan C divides 2 teams. 3, 6, 7, 4, 5, 8.
That means...
That means we can't be with June. It all thing in one in common.
6 can never be on the same team.
No.
If we want all 6 of us to go through a door, then June and I can't go into the same one.
June and Junpei had been friends when they were kids. He trusted her more than anyone else on the ship. If he chooses 7 or 8, he'd be taken away from her. Is there something he was prepared to do?
Have you mulled it over enough, or do you need more time? Anyway, that's the deal, so think it over. You've got
Okay.
2 choices, 7 or 8. You can't choose 3. If you choose 3, you're gonna be leaving 3 people behind to die.
Okay.
So what are you gonna do? 7 or 8? Time to choose.
Junpei thought hard. After thinking over, his conclusion was... I'm a naughty boy.
Sorry, Santa, but I still want to go through door 3.
What? That's nuts! You've got to be crazy!
Yes, I am.
Why the hell are you so obsessed with that door?
Because I like 3s.
I'm just...
Junpei paused. He swallowed the words he had been about
I'm
to
just
say.
curious about door 3. That's all.
That doesn't explain shit!
Are you sure?
I've got a reason. I'd be happy to explain it to you if you'll just come with me.
Okay. With that, he began walking towards the door. Their curiosity was getting the better of them. The others followed. A few of them looked a little suspicious, but Junpei told himself it wouldn't matter. He kept walking and kept silent. Eventually, they arrived at the number 3 door. Junpei
I'm
stopped.
curious about the red.
Okay.
7, would you mind authenticating for me?
What? Why?
Please, just do it.
Okay. Stared at Junpei for a moment, then grunted and laid his palm heavily on the scanner.
Happy?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.
The number 7 has been entered into the red.
Thank you.
Next is June. Please touch the red just like 7 did.
Jumpy, what are you trying to figure out?
We're going to figure out how I can screw this as much as possible.
Ah, yep. I think
Junpei thought about his answer for a moment.
I might have found another way out.
Ooh.
What?
Really?
That got them excited, just as Junpei had intended.
Now please, June.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's 4. Those 2 numbers in the red, Junpei had what he wanted. Casually placed his own hand on the scanner, and the 3rd asterisk blinked on.
All
5
right,
is
The
9.
only people who haven't authenticated now are Santa, Clover, and Lotus.
Yes.
So, what's your point?
You don't get it. Think about it.
Yeah.
Huh?
What's the sum of your number and Clover's?
12?
Yeah.
And what's the digital root of that?
3.
3.
Which is Santa's number.
Yes.
By the way, Lotus, what's the number that's currently in the red?
7
9.
plus 6 plus 5 equals 18. It would be 9, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and what will the digital root be if you add 3 to that?
Ooh.
3. The door's number.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There you go.
Hey, wait a minute. What the hell are you up to?
We're about to screw up everything.
I'm not up to anything. I'm just waiting.
Yep.
Waiting for what?
I'm waiting for the balance to shift. Santa, or Lotus and Clover. Once one of you moves, the others won't have a choice.
Yep.
So I'm waiting.
Junpei laid his hand almost casually on the lever.
You son of a bitch! You tricked us!
Yes, I did.
And all that stuff you were going on about is all bullshit!
Yes, it is.
Bullshit. Huh. I don't think so. Didn't I tell you I'd figured out another way to get out of here? This is it.
We're gonna go through the
Why
door.
the hell would you do something like this?
Because it was funny. Junpei glanced at June.
Jumpy.
You
I'm
did
evil.
This just so you could go through the same door as June.
Exactly.
That's it?
Yep. Santa was furious. His face was red, and flicks of spit flew from his lips as he spoke. Junpei closed his eyes calmly, and then opened them again.
So, who's it going to be? Santa? Or Lotus and Clover?
Ooh.
Shit!
Lotus.
Let's go, Clover.
Run! Eek! Lotus leapt forward. She grabbed Clover by the sleeve and ran for Junpei and the door.
Fuck!
Caught by surprise, Santa froze for a moment, then shot forward like a bullet from a gun. Lotus had a head start, but Santa had the advantage in size and speed. Almost immediately, he passed Lotus and Clover.
No, wait!
Santa did not hesitate.
Ah!
Slammed his hand down on the red.
This is insane! This isn't right!
Yes, it is. He glared at Junpei, his
Yeah,
chest
well,
heaving.
You may be right,
Junpei's voice was cold, but not without effort.
but
He turned to the red and pulled the lever. Pull the lever, Kronk! With the sound of metal on metal, the door opened. It would only remain so for 9 seconds, no time to think.
Go.
Junpei and his 3 reluctant companions jumped into the door's gaping mouth one after another. Sorry, Lotus. Sorry, Clover. As soon as they entered, the all too familiar noise sounded from their left wrists. The detonators had activated. Junpei looked back only once and saw Lotus and Clover on the other side of the closing door.
No.
They stood still, stopped where they had been in when Santa reached the red. The defeat and desperation on their faces tore at Junpei's heart. Then the door closed and they were gone.
You son of a bitch, Junpei! This isn't fair!
No, it's not. Santa rounded on Junpei, lightning crackling in his eyes and his knuckles white.
Do you realize what you just did? You leave them out there, and they can't...
Shut it! That's enough!
It hadn't been Junpei that spoke, but Seven.
We gotta find the dead or none of this is gonna matter!
Yeah, that's true. You can punch me later. The clock was ticking. The dead was their only chance at survival. Unless they could find it and deactivate their detonators, the 4 of them would be...
We got less than a minute left! No time for screwing around! Get moving!
Yep.
Damn it! You and I are not done yet, bastard!
They scattered and began to scour the floor. The deactivation device was nowhere to be found.
Where the hell is it?
Corridors stretched out in 3 directions, but everyone was blocked by a wall of metal. There is only one way out. The one other door.
There. It's gotta be behind the door!
Yeah, let's hope so. Ran for the door, rusty iron thing. Large hands grabbed hold of the handle and pulled.
Damn, it's pitch dark inside.
Can't see a thing!
Junpei stuck his head through the door and looked
No,
around the room.
wait.
Almost immediately, he spotted a blinking red light on
I
the right
found it.
wall.
The dead's right over here.
He stepped into the room.
Ugh. What? The floor's slippery.
Uh-oh. He stopped and glanced down at his feet. What was...
What the hell are you doing?
This is the longest minute. Yes, it is.
There's something...
Get over there!
Yeah, get to the dead. Junpei felt Seven's heavy hand against his back and stumbled across the room. The 3 piled in behind him. They all felt immediately that something was wrong. Nothing that could be identified, only sense that something terrible shared the room with them. But there was no time to say so.
Get to the dead!
They all started running. In the dark, it was hard to tell where the wall was. All they could see was the tiny red light blinking at them over and over and over.
There it is!
In quick succession, they all slammed their hands against the scanner panel. Yay! Seven leaned against the wall, gulping air. As his breathing began to return to normal, he glanced at his left wrist and grunted.
It stopped. It stopped.
Alright, how long until Santa, punches me? Junpei could hear him laughing in the dark, but could barely make out the larger man's face.
I don't think I'll ever get used to doing this.
No, I don't think I want to get used to that. Sound of retching came from Santa's direction.
What the hell is this smell? This is vile. I'm gonna puke.
Mm-hmm. So desperate they had been in their race to the dead that no one had noticed the horrible smell that pervaded the room. It was a terrible, nauseating stench, like burnt and rotten meat. Adrenaline had drowned it out, but now it rolled over Junpei in waves, forcing itself into his nose with every breath he took.
You're right. This is...
He felt his stomach clench and bile rise up in his throat.
Let's get the lights on first.
Yeah, but, that's actually going to be where we're taking our quick break. It's not going to be too long, because I don't know how much longer I'm going to be streaming, but I figured this is as good a time as any. So in the meantime, you can get a drink or a snack, use the restroom, stretch, release unneeded tension in your body, or join me in some sit-ups. What song do we want? This one. Not working. Thank you, Media Player, for being a great product. Sure, that'll work. I'll be back in just a bit. Alrighty. Hope everybody had a good break. So, let us start on back.
There's a switch over here.
Lights that spilled in front of the door barely illuminated a small switch plate next to the door. Slowly, with the toll of the last few minutes apparent on his gait, Seven walked toward it. He stepped as he got close and extended his fingers toward the switch.
Okay, guys, I'm flipping it on.
There was a soft click as the lights came on. Just as the lights turned on, June took in a short breath and... Scream. A scream echoes through the room. Junpei's breath stopped in his throat. His heart ceased to beat. Time froze. His mind scrambled to make sense of what he saw before him.
What? Hey.
Oh, this is...
What was left of the body sat in the sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body sat in the blood like a tiny island in the Great Red Sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn in the torso, and what remained of his intestines spilled out like the fresh spaghetti. Smaller chunks of meat had splattered against the wall and became stuck there as they dried. Globules of yellow fat had left trails like tiny slugs as gravity pulled them down the wall even as they dried to it.
Looks like an explosion.
Seven's voice was low and strained.
Just like the Ninth Man.
Yep.
The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
Yes, it is.
It's definitely an open fracture.
Yep. A very, very open fracture. It looked as though the explosion had been quite powerful. His legs were both bent in an odd, unnatural way, and his left arm spilled open, exposing the painfully white bone of his ulna. His bracelet lay next to him. It seemed to have hit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Face is the worst.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
Half of his head had simply collapsed. Blood coating almost made it like raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce. What a description! His clothes, too, were covered in blood. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping, and the gray slacks.
But the clothes are...
They were all familiar to Junpei.
Is that... Snake?
Maybe? Probably, yes, it's Snake.
Oh my god.
Finally, Junpei spoke.
Why did this happen?
Suddenly, June was screaming, her voice broken. It was an eerie scream, full of insanity, not entirely human.
No! No! No!
She shook her head violently and grabbed fistfuls of her own hair. Junpei could hear the sound of her hair tearing.
Calm down.
I can't calm down. He grabbed her wrist.
Hey!
But as he did, June leapt up and ran toward the exit. Bang, bang, bang.
Please! Get me out of here! You have to let me out of here!
Oh, poor girl. She screamed at the door, her fist slammed against it in a hollow sound. Junpei could see drops of blood on her knuckles.
Why are you doing these horrible things to us? What did we do to deserve this?
June.
She screamed again, a desperate, mindless cry. Her fists flailed against the door.
Get me out of here! Please! Please! Just let me out!
June.
Junpei couldn't watch anymore. He ran to June and wrapped his arm around her, pulling the screaming girl away from the door.
Calm down.
No! Get off of me! Let me go! Let me go!
Please, calm down.
She scrambled for a moment, her legs skittering across the floor, but her resistance didn't last long. As suddenly as her outburst had begun, it was over. The manic energy disappeared, and her body went limp in Junpei's arms. June collapsed toward the floor, and Junpei knelt down with her. He felt drops of something warm and wet. Was she crying? A moment later, she began to sob. I think this was definitely... I don't know, this is a weird picture they chose for this moment. I feel like she should have had her eyes closed as well. Shoulders shook and great hot tears rolled down her face like
We're
rain.
gonna be fine. It's gonna be alright, June. It's going to be okay, Connie.
Aww. Her name was a whisper.
I'll be here with you, okay?
Aww. Nodded once.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy.
Her trembling voice pulled at Junpei's heart. He stroked her hair gently. Her face was so close to her. The scent of her hair was nostalgic.
Do you feel better?
Yes, but I'd like to stay here. For
Aww.
a little while, at least.
Aw, they're
Jumpy's
cute.
body is so warm.
Several minutes passed before June's tears had dried. Meanwhile, Seven and Santa are just like, dude, what do we do? He bent down, put his arms around under June's, and helped her to her feet. Ah, yes, the scent of shampoo and death. They didn't speak. Guys, can you have that moment later? That made it really awkward for the two of us. Neither did Seven or Santa. That person was dead. They had died in that room, in a terrible way. Junpei knew there was no way he could make himself forget that. There was no way any of them could forget it, but mourning would do no good. They spread out to search the room, but each felt as if their heart was made of lead.
We better get to it.
Seek a way out! I said that a bit too early, but we all knew it was coming. Alright, let's go with the obvious parts. These letters. Letters written in blood. LLR, you think it might be some sort of dying message from Snake? No, that's impossible. You saw the body. You aren't doing something like that after that happens to you. And this is... The way his blood tries you, it's real old. Whoever's blood it is, it ain't Snake's. And you're saying this blood was put here a long time ago? Yeah. It won't let me, Okay. Alright, let's see if it happens when it turn you. Nope, nothing. Not even a drop. Pipe clogged? That's where we came from. Guess it's not locked, but there isn't really any point. What's left there is the numbered door. Can't go back through the numbered door even if we wanted to. A bucket. Oh, no, I want to touch the bucket. Bucket! Thank you. Junpei reached for the broom. As he grabbed it, he felt a soft voice from behind him. It was June.
The rabbit hutch.
Oh?
Huh?
He turned around. June still looked sadly pale, but there was a smile on her face.
You just reminded me of it.
You reminded me of her bunny.
The rabbit hutch, I mean.
How did I remind you of something like that?
Jumpy and the broom.
Aww.
You're always playing around with the broom in front of the rabbit hutch.
Aww.
I was.
Don't you remember?
Junpei stared at the broom in his hand.
You mean, you don't remember that summer either?
She looked very sad. He shook his head.
Of course I remember. How could I forget something like that? It was terrible.
They were in the 6th grade. Junpei and June had been assigned to take care of the classroom pets, the rabbits. Their chief duty was to clean the hutches every morning. On the final day of school before summer vacation began, Junpei overslept, rushed over to school and found June standing in front of the rabbit hutches. No sooner had Junpei arrived than June began to cry. He had no idea why until he looked behind her into the rabbit hutch. First thing he saw was blood. The hutch was filled with the dead bodies of the rabbits. Oh, that's terrible! Even after their teachers and friends came to see what the commotion was, June couldn't stop
I
crying.
just kept crying and crying until you came over.
Mm.
You held my hand, and you looked very serious, and you said, "Don't cry. I'm gonna catch the person who did this." After you told me that, I finally stopped crying.
Well, the real fun started after you quit crying. You told me we were gonna catch the killer together.
June smiled. Little flushes of life returned to her
Then
cheeks.
we decided that we'd ambush them.
Yeah, I remember.
Did it work? School also kept roosters and guinea pigs. Junpei and June had decided the murderer would likely return to finish off the rest of the animals. They would ambush the killer at night. Junpei and June hid behind the hutches in dusk and waited. It was a warm summer night. The quiet sound of crickets whispered through the air. As the sun went down, the stars began to wink at them from the sky. And June's, Kane Kuroshiki's face. That night was something Junpei knew he would never forget, as long as he lived.
But the murderer never showed up.
Oh.
We waited for them all summer vacation, and they never showed up.
Yeah, but the animals didn't get attacked either.
They only hated rabbits. They didn't. They actually loved guinea pigs and roosters, but rabbits, oh no.
I think all that work amounted to something, you know?
Yeah, that's a good thought. Felt the same way, but it was good to hear her say it.
Although, you know, if you think about it, we were probably taking on a lot more than we could handle.
Yeah, probably.
What do you mean?
She looked up at him, confused.
Well, come on, we were just kids.
Yeah.
If whoever killed the rabbits had actually showed up, they probably would have had a knife or something.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, you must have been pretty worried, right?
I wasn't worried.
Oh.
Because you were there with me.
No. I would still be worried. She blushed furiously.
You know, no one else wanted to take care of the animals.
Clearly embarrassed, she tried desperately to change the
I was
subject.
the only one who asked to do it at first.
Yeah, well, boys don't really want to bother with taking care of animals, you know?
Nah.
Well, yeah, but you asked to do it after I did, didn't you?
Cause I wanted to be next to you.
If it wasn't the rabbits, they were gonna make me do something else. You know how that school was.
Junpei, you're ruining the
I
moment.
figured it'd be better if I was working with somebody who wasn't too much of a loudmouth, right? Somebody who wasn't gonna tell on me if I felt like blowing it off.
Wow, Junpei.
That's why you volunteered?
Wow.
Yeah, it is.
Junpei, you're terrible. He nodded quickly and much too earnestly, and then quickly looked at something very important.
Really?
Of course.
Well, Santa's like, can you two flirt? We're not at risk of dying on this boat. That hadn't been the reason, of course. He has to take care of the rabbit so that he could be near June. Aww. And so long ago, he couldn't bring himself to tell her how he'd felt back then. It would be embarrassing. Took a quick breath to clear his head and tossed the broom up, then snatched it out of the air.
We don't really have time to be walking down memory lane like this, you know? We've got to figure out a way out of this room. Otherwise...
Yes. I'm gonna look over there.
I still want to know what Seven and Santa are thinking when they're hearing this conversation. Just like, what is with these two? Nodded curtly and then turned and walked away.
I should get back to it myself.
Do we get the broom now?
That's right. The pool of blood.
Oh yeah, the blood. Turned around and looked at the room, at Snake's body. Chunks of flesh and organs still lay on the floor.
On and on about old times right next to a corpse? What were we doing?
I mean, you're reminiscing about dead rabbits next to a dead body, so, yeah.
Well, maybe it was because we're in this mess.
Despite such a situation, or perhaps because of it, the mind turned to the farthest thing from death that it could find. The furthest thing from death. More death. Still, Junpei couldn't help but feel a twinge of guilt at wanting so desperately to live when Snake lay dead before him.
I have to survive, no matter the cost. I need to make sure she gets out too.
As he stared at the clumps of blackened flesh, all Junpei could think was how much he wanted to live. What are you doing with that broom? You know, if you look at it real close, you can see it's got the line cut out of the spiral up to the shaft. A broom. His line's cut out of the spiral up the shaft. thick pipe lay stretched across the floor. A thick pipe. Okay. What's in here? Ooh, a toilet. What do you think this is? Looks like tar. It's kind of sticky. Yeah, I don't think we can just wipe it off. Not pouring some water will help much either. What about hot water? Hot water? Do something really like hot water, like boiling hot, then maybe it would wash off. You got hot water? It's a water tank for the toilet. That's... what? Clever too. I mean, I know peace, but what's OC? Organized crime. Who are all the police slang? What's about the police slang? Huh? Oh, probably. Huh? What'd I say? Why does he look all sad now? It's not really important right now, guys. Let's just check it out, alright. Well, he's not wasting any time. Toilet stank. It doesn't look like the pipes are all that we're supposed to take the water that are to it are working. There's something in there, you see it? Something inside the tank? Yes, I'm trying to grab it. Screwdriver. Thank you. That's probably everything. Anything in here? There's some toilet paper. You can toilet paper. Toilet paper. Wooden box. There's something in here. Luminol. Guess what luminol does? Wait, you don't really think we're supposed to use luminol here, do you? Yeah, it does seem kind of weird to use it here. Maybe I should try it just in case. LLRLRL. Just like you thought, Junpei. There's some more letters showing up after the LLR. See? It says LLRLRL. Let me type that into here. Just so that it's safe. What the hell does it mean? I don't know. Another toilet. Might be some in the tank, you know? Let's open shit up. A red key card. With nothing on it. Okay. Alright, check the all three toilets, you know. Nothing unusual in there. Okay, what are you? It's a thermostat. It's a thermometer. Can you get it off? No, it's screwed onto the wall.
Hey, Junpei.
Yes?
You know why thermometers only go up to 107 degrees Fahrenheit?
No, but I think you're going to tell me some sort of conspiracy theory about it.
No, I can't say I ever thought about that.
At 107 degrees, the cells in the human body start to die, and the organs begin to shut down. The proteins in your cells start to harden. It's like when you hard-boil an egg. Even if you cool it down afterwards, it won't go back to being a raw egg.
That is true.
In other words, it's dead.
Okay.
That's why thermometers don't go past 107. There's no point.
Oh yeah?
But it's pretty rare for a fever to get that high.
I've had, well, 5 fevers before.
Even viruses and stuff don't usually drive the body temperature up to 107. Of course, there are other external things that could.
Like fire.
Like what?
Well, let's see. Something like getting locked in a sauna. Or getting thrown into an incinerator and burnt to death.
Yes, that last one definitely would get you above 107 degrees.
Yeah, I guess that would get a little hotter than 107 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, I got it!
What a segue.
What's up?
Nothing. Forget about it.
What was that all about?
Thank you. Well, let's try the obvious one. Red light is on, Jumpy. Well, okay. Now we need to find out something else. Ooh. Huh? Looks like there's something down there, and that great. I think it's a card. Yeah, it's a blue card. Can't reach it, though. It's too deep. No. Broom, maybe? Hey, Jumpy, isn't the card kind of like the red card? Yeah, it looks similar. You're talking about the one we found in the toilet, right? Yeah. Red card floated, didn't it? Yeah, it did, so. Well, then this blue one probably floats too, right? Float? Yeah. Yeah, it might. Okay, but we still need water from somewhere. Oh, okay. Piece of paper tied to this pipe with a wire. Notice, drainage valve operation. Please do not flush the water in these pipes. Doing so may cause the drain to overflow. Okay, so left, right. Oh wait, no, this one is also left. I did what it said on the wall. I wonder if it actually did anything. Hey, this drain's acting up. What the hell did you do? Just mess with the valves a little. Nothing. Nothing big. This one work? You can use a shower and fill the bucket with hot water. Hey, Seven, could you turn on the shower? I'm gonna put the bucket under the head. Ah, okay, sure thing. Bucket filled with hot water. Also, June suggested water that was almost boiling for this. Actually. Yeah, hold on. Okay, that didn't actually do anything. Something on the tar inside the toilet bowl. Flush the hot water from the bucket. That should clean it up. Okay, it actually wants me to put it in here. Alright, so pour the hot water in this tank. Looks like you filled it up. Now you should flush it, right? Probably a handle somewhere in the tank you can pull. You think so? Seriously, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Alright, let's flush the hot water. Well, there it goes, just like a toilet should work. 185 equals... Water seems on the trick, and the dirt's gone. Written in there. That stuff's washed off. Looks like that writing was numbers. See it? 185 equals... What's this? You got me, it just looks like numbers. Alrighty. Let's get some more water, because, the thing floated, apparently. Still have the bucket, right? No, of course we don't. And how water comes in the shower. I get the feeling it might still be useful for something. Toilet paper? Oh. There must be water flowing from the pipe on the right. There's water pouring out of the drain. It's already filled. Okay. It's the blue keycard. This is the symbol for Mercury, isn't it? There was an elevator right next to outside the big hospital. I think the same symbol was on the card reader next to it. That's right. Because that means we're not supposed to use this card in this room. Do you really think so? You don't think maybe we need it for this room and the elevator? Let's see. Wait a second. What happens when I press the buttons? Guess I have to get the red and blue lights on first. Great job, Jumpy! Both the lights are on now. And I just need to put in the password. Let's try the obvious one. E means enter, C means clear, F blah blah blah. Let's try the obvious one. I didn't think so. Okay. We still need to figure out what the broom and the thermometer are for. No point in leaving, the only thing there is a numbered door. Doesn't look like the shower works. We get this hot water and thermometer. Okay. If it looks like it's doing the trick, there goes the gauge. And now it's on the open mark. Oh. Huh, it opened. What's this? Looks like there's a piece of paper in here. Oh, okay. 957. Alright. 7 plus 185 is equal to 1143. What's the broom for then? What? Did I get the, did I get one of the numbers wrong? $185 $957 plus 957 7 plus, making sure, 185 1142. Oh, wait a second. What if I wrap the toilet paper around the room? I wrap the toilet paper around the room. Looks like the symbols line up perfectly. It says 634. Okay. Okay, so, 6... Oh, right, so it was 1142 plus 634. 1776. Oh my goodness. Making sure about this one. 634. Let's try 1776. Yay! You found it! Good job. Pat on the back.
There's a large iron door at the end.
Let's take a look.
No. Switch back to here. It's the shower room in the hallway. But also, I think this is as good a spot as any to stop for tonight. Yeah, hope everybody enjoyed. This was a lot of fun. We'll be back to this either Saturday or Tuesday. Tomorrow we'll be back with more Mario Sunshine. We might be close to finishing the game. I'll decide. I'll see how I'm feeling during that stream, because we only have 2 worlds left and then the final area. Yeah, we'll be back with this, Saturday or Tuesday. Let's find our raid target. Who could it be? Who could it be? Who is even live at the moment? We raided them last night. I'm not gonna raid Edo again. I kinda want to, but let's raid Marzake, currently playing Fatal Frame 2, The Crimson Butterfly. Happy 15th day of Halloween. Yay. Okay, great message already up here? Yes, it is. So, copy that. Put in any raid emotes that you enjoy. And we'll be starting up the raid in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.